Onboarding a virtual assistant is something that is the key between a successful hire and a hire that doesn't really work out for you. And guess what? The main responsibility for that is you as the employer. You take the onus on this. So in today's video, we are going to go into some of the steps that will ensure you have a smooth onboarding for your virtual assistant. Thank you very much for tuning into today's video, guys. My name is Ehsan Ahmed. Welcome to my channel. This video is in collaboration with Right Recruit, your virtual assistant and outsourcing solutions provider. So, bringing on a virtual assistant, like bringing on most members of staff, whether in office or remote, is something that, if done correctly, can really allow you as an entrepreneur, as a business person, to scale up, which is key, because you don't want to be in a situation where you have to be the person who's continually bringing on people and continually having to look for people for the exact same position, especially as replacements, because you've not onboarded them correctly, you've not hired them correctly. So I'm going to go into a few key things that you need to bear in mind that hopefully once you implement into your onboarding process will allow you to scale up a lot faster, but more importantly, have less headache when it comes to onboarding. So first things first, once you've gone through the interview stage, you've decided on the assistant that you want to hire. Day one has come about. And I feel like the most important thing that is crucial for your virtual assistant or your new virtual assistant to know about within the first day is about you as the business owner, the business itself, as well as the core values, the purpose and the mission behind the brand that you're building. You may only be a one-man band, no shame in that, but where do you want to get to? Where do you foresee yourself in the next couple of years? What is the vision? Where does your new hire fit into this vision? How is the role of this virtual assistant, of your new hire, going to impact and spur on that vision? These are all very, very important conversations to be had, and they set the hire on the right tone. Because if the virtual assistant knows where you are headed and has an understanding of where the business aspires to be, especially with you as the forefront of that business, they are more likely to feel attuned to the business, which makes sense. If you're going to invite them in and tell them about the plans for the business and make them feel a part of that plan, then naturally you're going to get more from them. So once you've done that, and once you've gone in depth into what you want for the business and where you foresee your new member of staff being in that business, it's very important to then ensure that you go into all of the duties and responsibilities of that specific staff member and their role. So write it down in as much detail as possible. And once you have that, put that in a rota format, which allows for them to effectively have a day-to-day guideline of what they need to do. As well as that, set them up on their accounts. So that's email, CRM, maybe UK WhatsApp, maybe VoIP numbers, whatever it may be, make sure all of that is set up. And then once you've done all of this, at this point, the training begins. The training of the actual task. Bear in mind, once they're at this stage, they are quite clear now about who you are, what your company represents. They should have a strong indication of the product that you're selling, the service that you're selling. And like I said, the most important thing is where they fit in to the eco-structure of the business. Once you've done that, then you need to go into the initial tasks that they're going to be doing and make sure that the recording is delivered in a video recorded format. So whether that's you doing it the first time or whether that's a recorded video already, that'd be great for them to have as a referral point. Great for them to use going forward in case of questions, etc., etc. That would be the first point of reference for them. And then I would strongly recommend just throwing them into the task. You know, as business owners, we don't have time to invest hours and hours and hours training somebody and hand-holding them for them to then leave one day after a 7-day intense training period. Like we're small business owners, it's hard for us to do that. And even if you scale out, it's not necessarily the best use of resources. So my recommendation at this point is you're into the process now, you've introduced the company, you've shown them the task, you've given them a rota, you've given them some sort of KPI as to what's expected of their role, throw them into the role, see how they get on, see how they perform. Obviously, there's going to be some issues. There's going to be some drawbacks in terms of problems that they face, challenges that are different from the video recordings that you provide and how you do it. Let them come to that. Let them come back with questions, should I say, and make sure that the questions that come back are answered in detail and the answers to those questions are written down. Because the worst thing that you can do is continually and repetitively repeat the same questions or answer the same questions again and again. Nobody wants that. So once that's done, you've now answered the questions. A key indicator at this point is, does the same question flag up again and again? Because one of the truest indicators of a sharp virtual assistant or a staff member in general is that once you answer one of their questions and that question is not asked again. So hopefully you're in a position now where the virtual assistant that you've hired is smart enough to understand things the first time round, and you're not having to repeat yourself again and again. Once that's done, leave them to it, let them get on with the task, review the initial work, and give positive feedback. Give critical feedback as well, and set out clear expectations as to how that work was done and how it could be better going forward. I would always hire and encourage the opinion of your new staff member as to how maybe the task that you want them to do could be done better. But in order for them to provide that opinion, they have to do it your way first. So hopefully you've got that synchronization with your new staff member and you have now successfully completed onboarding. Typically, I feel like the onboarding process is more than just a couple of days and a lot more than what we've just covered in this video. These are the bare bones of it. But within, I would say 3 to 4 weeks, you've got a really good understanding of each other. And I think it sets you up or sets a good tone for the future. You have a good idea whether or not that person is right for you and you're right for them. Hopefully that's been beneficial, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.